Welcome Virgo, Didici here with the March 2021 forecast, as you can see there. What I want to do is animate the chart as I usually do. For those of you that are new, welcome as well. We're going to just briefly touch on some of the aspects that are likely this month for you. Firstly, we see the movement of the moon through your finance sector. These are some of the minor daily aspects that we look at. The beautiful blue lines here are triangular or 120 degree aspects which fortify the chart and bring opportunity and ease. The red aspects, as you can see here, keep your eye on this. We've got the moon in opposition to Uranus from the third house of communication on the 4th. Then you see that movement of Mars into your 10th house. That's pretty significant. And then we see the opposition of the moon from your domestic sphere. That could show some toing and froing between your work and your domestic situation. Trying to juggle, I guess, would be the best way to describe that. Mars there in the 10th house is very, very good, I must say. This is going to actually stimulate your initiative, your desire for work. It's going to make you far more productive. You have to be a little careful. It's not a particularly friendly planet to you, this Mars, but it still has its inherent power. And in this 10th house, which is the career sector, brings very, very good results. Moon moves in the 6th house, another work sector, on the 10th. You can see here it makes a connection to Saturn, but then a more positive one to Jupiter, giving you an expansive view of your work, opportunity to achieve a lot. But the danger there, especially along with Mercury, is saying and doing too much. 7th house, that's the moon's transit there on the 12th. Conjunction of Venus, the planet of love, and then of Neptune, which is the planet of ideals, along with conjunction to the sun as it moves into its new moon phase here on the 14th. Brand new opportunities in your love life and relationships. If you're already married, this could be a time signaling a change in the attitudes, change in the way your partner is connecting with you. And then the moon transits from that phase into this 8th house of intimacy, sexuality. So there are a good 3 or 4 days for you to really re-establish the connection with your lover or partner. A little bit of an abrupt aspect there on the 17th when the moon makes contact with Uranus in that 9th house. Again, you've got these square aspects, 90 degree aspects to Mercury. Pardon me. It moves into the zone of it's moving in the zone of relationships as well. So the communication factor is very, very strong. That's challenged by this Moon-Mars conjunction. You see the square aspects here, similar to what we had before when the moon was moving here in the lower part of your horoscope. But this one here makes you more emotionally committed to what it is you want to achieve. And it's showing that you're working harder to getting into the swing of the cultural trends. That's this planet here, the North Node, which is actually the karma point in your horoscope. A lot of desire, a lot of lessons being learned in this area of your life. 22nd, 23rd, we see the transit of the Sun and Venus into your 8th house, simultaneously with the transit of the Moon in the 11th house of financial gains, social contacts, networking, etc. The 8th house transit of these two planets is important because they trigger your desire for self-knowledge in a different way to this 12th house moon here, which is more the straight out and out spiritual meditative yoga techniques. This has more to do with delving into the nature of your psychological complexes. What is it in your relationships that's been difficult? You see, that comes up as well around the 28th when the moon makes an opposition to this communicative Mercury and idealistic Neptune. A little bit of confusion there, especially with the opposition. You've got to be careful that you say what you mean and you mean what you say. Otherwise, that can send out mixed signals. The full moon on the 29th is important for your finances, taking place here in the 2nd house. And these two planets, as well as relating to your intimacy factor, have a lot to do with the shared resources. So a lot of discussions are going to take place with your partner, business or personal, over finances, what it is you need to do with your money to get the best bang for your buck. The final day of the month is back into this third house of communication, contracts, agreements, negotiations. Things can be a little bit shaky there because of this opposition to Uranus. And that's a legal sector, so you've got to be very careful with your contracts and the way you broach any of those discussions on that last day of the month. Great having your company. Go over to astrology.com.au. We've got more on what's happening this month. A lot of other resources there, absolutely free of charge. Drop me a line. Don't forget to subscribe. And take care. Be careful. Enjoy your life. And I'll see you again next month. Bye-bye now.